Avoid what is impermissible, right? There is 7 actions which we can bring into our lives and understand them to have true nasiya to Allah, to His Messenger, and to the book, right? Pehla nasiya, the prohibition of the tongue, lying, backbiting, ghibat, tons, false statements, unnecessary mocking somebody just for the hell of making fun of somebody. यहाँ पे it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said the tongue is a big cause for people to go into hell. People do not know how to control their tongues. The prohibition of the tongue, the prohibition of the ears. What you shouldn't say, that's the same thing you shouldn't hear. Prohibition of the eyes. Especially this goes to uh, the lower your gaze, right? Attraction is a very big part of sharam and shame, right? Prohibition of the eyes. What is not needed, don't look at it. Because again, this comes to being faithful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? When Allah has said, do not put your gaze down, you listen, you obey that, you put your gaze down. And this goes both for men and women as well, right? And now, do not look at private properties. A point is a very small point, but has a big play. ये है कि do not be inquisitive into somebody's life, looking at somebody's phone, what they're messaging, what they're emailing, what they're writing to their friends. It's none of your business. It is not your business unless they want to share it with you. It is leave what doesn't concern you behind you. If it doesn't concern you, don't go to it. And that is private to somebody. That is their private matter. Don't read it. Don't look at it. Then prohibition of the private parts. That comes under zina, adultery, and fornications. Again, that goes into zina, which is a total different topic altogether. Then prohibitions of the stomach. Consuming unethical foods, haram foods will corrupt your body equally. राइट अगर आप हराम आपके बॉडी में हराम आएगा आपकी नमाज आपकी दुआ आपका आप हर चीज बेसिकली इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स हराम consuming prohibition of the hands what stealing hitting somebody unnecessary किसी को मारना this is all prohibition of the hands watch your hands and prohibition of the feet don't go somewhere where there is acts of forbidden acts of indecency or wrong acts happening. Aapke pair will lead you to places where you don't want to go. So always do dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you into the straight path, the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim, taki you reach the end goal, that is Jannah. Right? So keep your legs and your hands, your tongue, your eyes and your ears to yourself. And again, these are all signs that go under Naseehah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. यहाँ पे I want to make a quick pause. I want people to, this is a very interesting topic, and I would like people to actually talk about this from their perspective, what they feel has more value, and maybe just take a minute or so. हर कोई अपना एक point बोल दिए तो it will go a long way.
So Taha, I will just give one small comments about Salah.
जी.
Salah, when we talk about, it's our meeting with our Lord. So you see, like when we prepare ourselves for a meeting, we put on all this business clothes and everything, right?
Exactly.
So, because we are attending a big meeting. Now you just think about like when you're having a meeting with your Lord, the one who is the master of this universe. So how much you have to prepare, how much sincere you have to be there.
Exactly. बिल्कुल सही बात है शेख भाई. You're very true about that. That we tend to wear our home clothes and padle the namaz,
Ji. So
right?
you have to give you have to understand what you are doing. You are having a meeting, like you are praised actually. You are having 5 times meeting with your Lord. Like, see, like such a, I mean, the most, I mean, the master of universe. Like, when you prepare for a meeting, when you are having a meeting with your boss, now you are having meeting with like the king, like everything.
Yep.
So you have to be
Yeah. Maliki Yawmiddin.
yeah.
Yeah. बिल्कुल सही बात है. We should be, and that's where sincerity comes into play. And the Nasihat to Allah is you're being 100% faithful to Him. You're
Yes,
being sincere to Him. You're trying to impress Him to the most you can,
that is true.
right? And that is Nasiha. Nasiha is not, I mean, we always think Nasiha is advice, but we have never seen Nasiha from this perspective. I mean, at least I did not see it till I started reading this, right?
After hearing you,
Ji,
I feel that Naseehah is Quran from Allah.
बिल्कुल सही है. Nasiha to us is the Quran, yes. Yeah.
So this is a big Naseehah for
Super
human,
Nasiha.
for mankind, for
Yes.
all men.
Yes. मैं इसलिए बोलता हूँ यासीन भाई, and we should be नसीहा, हम जो नसीहा to Quran is us understanding it, not just reading it.
Yeah.
It's understanding, giving it the respect it deserves. It's the book that came from Allah, right? It deserves that respect,
Yes.
right? And how many times have we truly given it the respect?
Nothing. We are just reading for the dead people.
पढ़ रहे सवाब मिलता बोल के,
हाँ.
right?
नहीं पढ़ नहीं, मरने वालों को बख्शने के लिए.
हाँ,
मर गए वालों
वो भी एक और है. Yes. Yeah.
हम तो सारी जिंदगी यही देखे, खाली पढ़ रहे, मर गए सवालों को बख्शने के.
Right? But yeah, and that is Nasiha. Nasiha is to Allah, is to the book, is to giving it the respect. वो समझना आपको बहुत जरूरी है, right? So, and if you look at Nasiha from this perspective, it will truly change your way of living, right? Nasiha is not only advice to give to somebody, but it's Nasiha to the book, Nasiha to Allah, Nasiha to the messenger. And now we'll come to the interesting part, Nasiha to all of the Muslims. Right? Now, there's two parts to it. Ek part, Nasiha to the Muslims, as in you being good to them, and then Nasiha is also advising them. Right? तो इसमें मैं जरा फोकस करना चाह रहा हूँ in the next 20 minutes, inshallah ta'ala. So, Nasiha can also be you can also say husn khuluq, a good character, right? So Allah many times has said, and sunnah hai कि a person has to have a good character, right? The one without a good character is good character and taqwa go hand in hand. अगर आप में yes, अगर आप में character नहीं है, आप में तकवा नहीं, right? It's like one person who's saying, I'm a namazi, I read 5 times a day, I do Quran, but when I go out, I talk bad, I insult people, no one likes me. In that, you are the one that even Allah does not like. But a person who does the basic bare minimum, but is amazing with the people around them, people love him for the person who he is, Allah loves him equally, right? Because husn khuluq, good character, akhlaq jisko bolte, is very important as a Muslim. And Islam pehla with akhlaq, nothing else, right? आज हमारे पास एक्चुअली एक घंटा पहले एक फैमिली आई थी. We have this तबलीग हमारे पास, they have this family that go around every time. So मेरी बेटी ने पूछी में से, पापा व्हाई डिड यू हैव टू वेस्ट टाइम विद देम फॉर 10 मिनट्स, वो लोग बायोलॉजी मत कर बेटे। मैं बोला नरमीन, इट इज नॉट अबाउट देम, दे नो आई एम मुस्लिम, and me talking to them for 10 minutes and telling them and उनकी बात सुनना shows that I'm Muslim and I'm a person with good character. So they will relate कि भाई Musliman has good akhlaq, right? It's because every time you go somewhere, you are a Muslim representing the whole ummah. And अगर हर मुसलमान ये समझ सका कि wherever he goes, he is representing the whole Muslim ummah, he will really understand what he's doing, what he's not doing, right? And that is where one of the things that as Muslims we lack. We lack that akhlaq in us. हम हमेशा हर चीज को नमाज 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 पूरा पे लगा दी, राइट? बट मेन चीज है कैरेक्टर। आप कैरेक्टर आप संवारना है, दैट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट। योर कैरेक्टर टू योर पेरेंट्स, your to your children, to your relatives, to your neighbors goes a long way. Our Prophet Sallallahu, Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar Radiyallahu anha, you look, they used to be always be outside, trying to find to help somebody. They used to helping somebody, किसी के मदद में, किसी के काम में हेल्प होना, किसी के लाइफ में मदद करना, किसी के खुशी में शामिल होना, किसी की तकलीफ में शामिल होना, this all comes towards akhlaq, and that's what Islam teaches us about. It doesn't belittle you कि आप जाके किसी काम कर लिए, it does not belittle you, it doesn't change you what you are, but you're only raising your grade in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So akhlaq towards a Muslim goes a long way. Greeting somebody, कोई घर को आए, कहीं गए, कहीं मस्जिद गए, नमाज पढ़े, किसी को ग्रीट करे, just to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? जब कोई बीमार है उनको जाके विजिट करे, उनके लिए दुआ मांगे, taking part in janaza prayers, which is very big obligation and a very big deed in Islam, is taking part in somebody's janaza, right? And love, care, and help and defend Muslims just because you want to be good. Character अगर हमारा हम सही कर सके, Musliman will be the best people in the world, right? Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahabas, they excelled in this. They would excel in these traits, right? There's many narrations that can go on this same aspect about character. The one that comes to my mind is Abu Dhar and Bilal Raziyallahu anhu. जब दोनों में बहस हुई थी about some booty, Abu Dhar Raziyallahu basically insulted Bilal Raziyallahu on his family. So Bilal Raziyallahu went straight to our Prophet ﷺ and complained that Abu Dhar has made a comment on me. So he calls Abu Dhar and tells him that you still have arrogance in you. So hearing that, Abu Dhar puts his head down on the ground and tells Bilal Raziyallahu anha to take his feet and step on his head, right? To show what kind of mistake Abu Dhar had made. But instead, Bilal Raziyallahu anha picks him up and kisses his head and says, this is where it belongs, right? That is the khuluq that we are talking about. ये khuluq ये हम में नहीं है, हम सब में, मुसलमान कौम में ये khuluq missing है. हमारी life is all about Islam. It's about Ramadan, Quran, namaz, Quran, namaz, namaz, Quran. We have forgotten the true meaning of being a Muslim is the one with an exemplary character, right? आप कुछ किसी की मदद कर लिए, it doesn't harm you anything, right? इसलिए हमारे पास बोलते हैं don't waste time in things that are not helpful, but we are always doing exactly that, right? टाइम मिला, जाके किसी से मिलो, जाके किसी को हेल्प करो, किसी की मदद करो, take part in some kind of do for the people. You're not here to do for yourself. Yes, take some time, do for yourself as well, no one stops that, but don't just do for yourself, right? Wasting time is the biggest blessing that we're missing in our life. हम टाइम जो लास्ट में बोला था आपको, वेस्ट टाइम, जो हम टाइम जो मिला हमारे को, इज ब्लेसिंग फ्रॉम अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला. यूज इट फॉर द बेस्ट वी कैन डू, राइट? तो akhlaq comes into way. Now if you truly want to give nasiha to somebody, right, agar aap kisi ko advice dena cha rahe, the first way, the only way to give advice to somebody is you give them respect. Agar aap kisi ko respect diye and the person loves you, then and only then you can give them advice. Advice does not come through demanding, it comes through commanding, right? Advice आप देते किसी को, it should be with sincerity, but advice देने के लिए you have to first earn that position to give the advice, right? तो advice earn कैसे करते हैं आप? By your character. If you are able to build a character to a point where the person will listen to you, then you surely can give an advice, right? An advice ऐसी देना कि you're not demanding it, you're recommending it. You're telling them कि भाई this is for the best, this is for your good. It's like saying, आपको मैं 3 एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. If somebody is smoking, you can tell them you should quit smoking. मतलब आप उनको ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं. Then you can say you ought to quit smoking. You better quit smoking, right? तीनों तरीके हैं बोलने के. एक ये है बोल रहे, आप बोल रहे बंद करो. एक बोल रहे it's better for you if you don't do it. एक बोल रहे you have to do it, right? तीनों तरीके हैं बोलने के. But the one that where you're saying it's better for you, you're advising it, right? But if you yourself are smoking, you have no business to advise the person that, right? तो पहले आप अपने आप को सही करो, फिर एडवाइस दो. So nasiya of advising comes only in play when you yourself have that character in you. अगर आप में वो कैरेक्टर है, आप डेफिनेटली वो कैरेक्टर किसी से शेयर करो, right? So advising is again nasiya comes, and advising जैसे मैं बोला आपको स्टार्टिंग में is very important, but advice करने के prerequisites बहुत है, right? पहले ही आप ये prerequisites करो, ये prerequisites अपने लाइफ में लेके आओ, then only then you can sincerely give advice. तो एडवाइस देने के लिए पहले आता नसिया टू अल्लाह, नसिया टू द बुक, नसिया टू द प्रॉफेट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, नसिया टू द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स अराउंड यू, राइट? तो आप उनको रिस्पेक्ट दो, उनके साथ बी अनबायस्ड, बी faithful to them, be kind to them, and then you can truly give them the advice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked to do. It is on every Muslim to give advice. It is obligation on a Muslim to give advice to another Muslim. But advice can only come into play when you yourself are deserving of the advice. आप पोजीशन में हैं एडवाइस देने के, तो पहले अपने आप को उस लेवल पे लेके आओ, and once you have brought your level to them, then you give the advice. So अगर आपको एडवाइस देना ऑब्लिगेशन है, फिर आप अपने आप सही करना ऑब्लिगेशन है. So Allah has made it extremely amazing, right? So it's, and again, all this is like Yasin Bhai said, Quran. Allah has sent us the Quran as a nasiha. If we are able to give it the respect and learn it the way it is meant to be learned, then truly it will change all of us. It will truly give us all the hidayah, the guidance that we all seeking to do. Conclusion mein, I want to make a few points here before concluding it. सबसे important, again and again and again, it comes down to seek knowledge and implement it. आपको ये अल्लाह बताया है कि हम ये पूरे बात करते, we're talking about all these points, right? But the only time we're able to implement these points if we are learning these points, right? Keep seeking knowledge and sharing knowledge. Keep in good company. मैं जहाँ भी मैं ये पढ़ रहा हूँ, I'm trying to write down notes of mine, it always comes down to this point: keep good company, right? Be with people who are good. TV ಒಂದು